groups, there is a shared emphasis on self-development and challenging societal norms.
Right. You want to see that?
Right. You just said church, right? Right. Let me see that. What you got there? The church of Satan?
Yeah, you know, I'll be going to. Well, it's probably for them. Once I said this, now they probably for to figure out who I am. But I'll be having my little disguises on. I wear my nerd glasses and button-up shirts and the pointed shoes.
Man, you 3,000 pounds. You ain't got no disguise.
Oh, I got disguise.
Right.
When I'm flying out, probably I'm gonna change my appearance.
Right.
Oh yeah.
That's all good. All good. Listen, well, we're gonna put that video inside this video so the people watching this can see. But I'm gonna move right along, right?
The Satanic Temple got one of the biggest ministries out there.
You got a lot of emails from them, bro.
Yeah, I'll be going. You gotta study your enemy. Because the shit they talk about, they got programs in Nevada schools, this Satanic Temple.
Right.
In the schools, you can go there with the Church of Satan.
So what type of stuff they be talking about?
Well,
you ain't fucking with us all night. Why not?
They believe that the story is reversed.
Right.
To them, Satan is God, and our God is actually the devil.
Right. That was in the Bible. The devil tricked the world that it was God, and everybody's still going for that trick.
Yeah, but like some of their little principles about, you know, like they don't really believe like in molestation.
Right.
They believe that at a certain age, like, you know, you can pick a sexual partner at 5, 6 years old.
Right.
They believe that. You know, they go mutilate cattle. They do the cow tippings, drain the blood from your cattle. Like they do a lot of weird shit.
Right.
You feel me?
The Satans is crazy. I heard you say something about that, but I heard you say Christians. What are Christians? Because I'm getting kind of confused. What's Christian?
Well, Christians are supposed to be followers of Christ.
Right.
But tribalism affects us humans. It's almost like a poison.
Right.
And then you start seeing Methodists, Episcopal, Baptists, all of these different factions of that. Catholicism, man. All of these different factions. You know, like the Jews believe Jesus is burning in hell.
Right.
But in one book, he's a savior.
But everything started from Gnosticism, but got switched over. The church itself started from Gnosticism. That was the early belief of the early Christians.
Jesus spoke about Sophia. And
so did the book of Proverbs, wisdom.
And this is what I'm saying.
So did Eve in the garden.
This is what I'm saying.
Right?
They edited everything
right,
so they could put everybody in a matrix.
Right.
That's what they did.
Right.
So like
everybody double tap that screen, hit that like button, bang that like button, double tap the screen for me. Let's get it in. Then when Dean and them stop playing music, we're gonna run back to them.
Growing up in church, I'm like, man, you ever see people catching Holy Ghost,
right,
speaking in tongues?
Right.
To me, it's a lot of bullshit.
A whole lot of bullshit.
Because like I'll see the old lady laying down on the ground, and she opening her eye, looking around to see when the food getting served.
Right.
When you got the Holy Ghost and I love, I'm like, what's going on? You see niggas doing the footwork.
Right.
Oh, dude.
Stop playing.
You not finna do this to me in here.
Right.
And I'm like, man. Did the preacher get up and say, I need everybody to donate $1,000 right now? Come on, dude. No.
Cheeseburger, what's the deal?
And I understand it though. You know what I'm saying? Because if my grandmama and my mama and them didn't make me go down to that church, I probably wouldn't be sitting here.
Right. And you see, you went down to that church. So what was it like actually now that you don't actually believe the way you did believe when you was in that church? What is it like now?
Oh, now it's very, very
very what?
It gives you an ominous feeling of constantly being watched. Because, you know, once you put the magic glasses on, bro, you realize everybody else doesn't even want to know the truth.
Sharp, what's the word?
And they'll attack you. It make you feel kind of isolated at times.
Right.
Because, you know, I got a cross tatted on me, but around this cross every time I was in a shootout or been shot or something like that. And you would think to yourself, like, man, do an all-seeing force got time to help me in this shootout and his kids dying.
Mm.
And then it goes back to what do you believe?
Right.
And then it goes back to manifestation.
Right.
You know, like the 3-6-9 method.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's almost like once you hear CIA declassified information come out and say that our brain is what's creating the environment around us. So what our brain is interpreting is what make us see this.
Right.
And
Facts. We get it. The information comes in and it relays it, and then our world is built of what we're subconsciously thinking. It turns into energy and goes into the ether. Entertainment purposes only.
And they tell us that our consciousness is not local to our body.
Right.
So is that what God is?
Right. And listen, if you're watching this, that's the question, right? A lot of people understand consciousness, they understand a lot of different things, but God itself come in different languages, different shapes, different sizes, and do different things. The God in the Bible, he killed a lot.
He killed more than the devil.
devil.
And that's my thing, right? As somebody who combats like trafficking, he gave instructions to go slaughter babies.
Mhm.
God did.
Yes.
So that's why, you know, I always say, to combat evil, you must be able to enact evil. I personally feel that God is not going to judge you or whatever you believe in if you did not act out of malice, though.
But why would God send someone to kill a baby? If the person they're talking to is God.
Because it seems like the elephant in the room and the most important unmentioned prospect out of all of this is bloodlines.
Right.
What your bloodline came from, spiritually what you attach to, because there seems to be a constant battle between opposing forces, and for some reason, us as humans are important in that battle.
I will eat this, but I'm gonna tell you this before I eat this, right? Because I want to eat these pumpkin seeds, but I gotta tell you about a game where you can make some money, right?
Sure.
It's free cash.
Right.
And AP's total clientele, only 5% of that's African American. So, and then
So you say this watch for us.
So I'm watching these people say, like, wait a second, like, they say, I'm selling my whole collection if niggas can get an AP for $400. I'm like, y'all really think these people is about to damage their brand like this? In the DuPont registry, you know, I get that magazine every month.
Right.
They been saying what the watch was going to be. They said it was going to be a pocket-sized collectible watch.
Mm.
So just like we see everybody up in arms when you can pay for a blue check mark.
Right.
This is a publicly traded company.
Right.
And the people who are going in there criticizing people for buying them a blue check don't own one share of this company.
Right.
We are slaves to brands that we do not own because in our DNA, we want to shine.
Right. Gotta shine.
12,000 years ago, we was wearing gold and diamonds.
Right.
Other species was not because this shit is not local to their geography like you meant. So when I see people criticizing people, oh, he got on a fake watch. He spent his money on that watch. I know a lot of people who, if you tried to take their fake watch, they're going to kill you over that watch.
God.
They finna smoke you over.
I was just telling somebody, this is crazy. I was just telling Alice, you know, I'm from the hood, and I'm from the hood where I die for this chain that I got on, even though I can't use it when I'm dead.
Oh my!
It just don't make sense, right? The logical part in the hood is gone. That's what I'm saying. Is the hood logical, or just ran by emotions?
No,
bro, it's
neither. It's not ran by emotions, and it's not logical. It's definitely illogical. Like gangbanging, that is illogical. But you get put in positions where you have to do things to survive, whatever that may be, and that deters the system.
One reason why I took the street lane.
Right.
Because I don't really have a lot of emotions.
Right.
I'm either cool or I'm not.
Right.
And 1 second I can be cool, and the next second I'm not.
Right.
So if you can keep that under control in the streets, everybody is hyper emotional.
Right.
you'll see guys crashing out over bullshit.
Right.
Like for me, I remember one time I went to a spelling bee.
Right.
And
What?
I'm the only black motherfucker in there.
Right.
Hella Asians, Indians, and they give me the word extraterrestrial.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. And then that was cool. I get to about the 5th round.
Right.
Some of the words, it's like, damn, maybe I should have studied for this.
Right.
You feel me? And then
Everybody double tap that screen, hit that like button for me real quick. I don't mean to pause it, but I need y'all to hit that like button, double tap the screen, get some like-minded people in here.
you know what? I got a half a brick in my bag. I need to go get rid of this.
Right.
I'm very young with a car. And because my grades was always good, nobody ever suspected me of shit.
Right.
So I was able to get away with a lot of things.
Right.
And that's why I'm like, if I take the street lane, I'm going to run circles around most people, because if you making emotional decisions,
It's over.
that means you're a pretty conceited person.
Right.
And, a humble man survived the test of time. A conceited man rarely survives himself.
Right. But listen, you ain't got to do too much in America, because they told you if you're sin, all you got to do is pray to Jesus. So all you got to do is pray to Jesus, gang. That's all you do. Listen, what Jesus come for? They say he came to die. They say he came to die. Jesus said he came to teach. Which one? Did he come to die? Did he come to teach?
Now, this is something right here that I would ask my preachers or different ministers. I would ask them, what about this?
Right.
And they would, that's witchcraft.
Right.
I say, I'm asking you a question. Oh, the devil got a spirit over you, boy. So you don't know what I'm asking you about. So now you trying to afflict me with being having illicit thoughts.
Right.
And I'm about to show you something, right?
What you gonna show me? You keep sitting at the phone to show, gang. You keep the facts. We got to put all this in the video too.
I'm gonna show you something.
We gotta make sure we get all this.
I'm about to show you a painting from the either 14th or 15th century. It's called The Ascension of Jesus Christ. It's from Museo Aracena in Mexico.
Right.
Now, this is after he was killed. This is what he made. This is the depiction of the painting.
Oh, that's a spaceship from like another. That's a spaceship.
They say he ascended into heaven. There are several different depictions of this event. And
I never seen this picture before.
Yeah, because you can't find this. You got to go to the library to get this type of shit. That's why I be telling people.
So that's ascended up to heaven right now, getting basically pulled up through a spaceship.
Yes.
Right. We're gonna put this in for people to see. Make sure David get that.
Yes.
Right. That's crazy. So you believe like Jesus was an alien?
Let me ask you a question.
No. You believe Jesus was alien? Let's get to it. Anunnaki?
I believe he was a human alien hybrid.
A human alien hybrid.
Yeah, because what did the scripture say? He was born of the Virgin Mary, crucified by the Pontius Pilate, crucified, dead, and buried. On the third day, he rose from the dead.
I'm glad you said that. I got a kind of like a problem with that. If you're watching this, it said that Jesus was born by Virgin Mary, right?
Right.
It said he was 100% human. That happened all the time. It happened in the wild. When a woman have a baby, that baby that it have without a male could only be a woman. Only could be XX, right?
Right.
And everybody watching this right now was born. Before they was born in the mama womb, there was also XX. And then the XY came, which turned them into a male.
Right.
So if that's true, if Jesus was 100% human, right, and came through massive conception through Mary, then it had to be XX. It had to be a female.
Now, what you just said right now is so relevant to today's time, because right now they have an uproar in the Netherlands because they're passing bills so that you can now genetically alter an embryo to have a child from two men.
Can two sperm make a baby? At the moment, same-sex couples can't make a baby that shares both their genes, unless they're mice. Scientists in China have now made mouse pups using the sperm and therefore genes, of two mouse fathers. And for the first time, their babies grew up to be healthy adults. The sperm and egg each contains half the DNA of the parent in their nucleus, and during fertilization, those nuclei combine to make a baby. But making babies with just sperm or just eggs involves more than bringing their nuclei together. That's because some parental genes are tagged with a chemical imprint that signals mother or father and turns some genes off or on. These genes can affect development, so when two same-sex parents mix genes, the embryo fails. But about 20 years ago, scientists experimenting with mouse egg cells created pups with two biological mothers.
Why?
They did this by deleting the bits of DNA responsible for those
Why?
mother imprints. But the mother's genes seem to be less problematic than those tagged by the father. In sperm, more of the imprints affect development and need to be deleted. That's a harder task. All attempts to cut out father genes, as they did in the mothers, have resulted in offspring that died quickly or were infertile. Instead, the team targeted some of the dad-marking chemical imprints, the ones that switch the dad genes on or off. And they did this by extracting the nucleus of an egg cell and then filling that empty cell with special editor proteins. These editors were designed to switch off some of the father imprints that affect genes controlling development in a specific mouse breed sperm. They then injected two mouse sperm into the nucleus.
Nah, they eat no McDonald's. I just got the cup. I got a cup of ice. I ain't eat no goddamn McDonald's.
Free egg full of these editors. One of those sperm was from that special breed of mouse that the editors could target. So they were able to switch off its dad-marked chemical imprints, meaning its genes would behave more like a mother's. The other normal sperm could then combine with the changed sperm inside the egg cell and start development like normal. They'd managed to create embryos with genes from two dads. The team implanted 259 embryos into surrogate mice. Of those embryos, 2 healthy male mice were born. It's not a high success rate, but both were able to reproduce naturally when they grew up. So could 2 human sperm create a baby too? Well, research into our own embryos is rightly heavily regulated, but it is a step towards a distant future where same-sex couples may one day have children they are both genetically related to.
Now, according to certain scriptures and revelation, like these are told of things that happened before the Antichrist and all that type of stuff happened.
Right.
Then we see the Euphrates River. They say the time of Revelation, when the Euphrates runs dry, that's when the last battle, all this. So, if we watch these events take place and we don't see no battle,
right?
Because let me ask you this: if your wife showed up to the crib, all of a sudden she pregnant, and she give birth to this baby, y'all ain't been having sex,
right?
That's why when they say they think Jesus was white, well, that's some shit you only probably see in a white family.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Did you know also that male DNA can't be traced? The woman.
Everybody double tap that screen, hit that like button. Let me know if you want me to go to Dean and AB, but they was playing some copyrighted music.
Inside of it kind of like tear it up. That's why they had traced back the woman and they found it in Africa.
When I had to do my DNA test when I went to Africa, it wasn't my blood, it was my mama blood.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like
only thing we ever created was woman. That's all I'm saying.
Bro. I
know why you protect women now.
Because bro, without them, it's no life.
It's nothing.
And it's like, okay, this is the trick.
Mm-hmm.
These fools will take themselves off the planet.
Right.
If they'll destroy, we the only species who destroy the only place we got to live.
Right.
And then we damn near murder all of the females who can carry life.
Right. What if women kind of like created us to protect them?
Now, that would be a process of natural selection.
Right.
Because in times of war, this is documented, women have more boys.
This graph shows the ratio of baby boys to baby girls that are born across England and Wales. This is a ratio that changes quite dramatically over time. You've got some really definite peaks, right? One in 1919, just after the end of the First World War, another one in 1945, just after the end of the Second World War, and another one in 1973, which wasn't a war, but it was a very big year for Britain. This is when we had an energy crisis. People were only working 3 days a week. In loads of places around the world, at the end of a war, there will be a spike in the number of baby boys that are born. There's been some amazing theories as to why this might be the case, including my favourite science paper. Someone who suggested that, of course, this happens because at the end of a war, God must be trying to replenish the male stock in the country. The actual reason why this happens is because it turns out that the chances of a woman conceiving a male or a female child actually very subtly change depending on when in her cycle she conceives. So slightly earlier, ever so slightly more likely that she'll have a baby boy. These probabilities, I mean, we're talking tiny things here, right? Way too small to sort of game it at the level of an individual woman. But when you scale up to the size of a population, this is a pattern that becomes really clear. At the end of a war, everyone has much more sex than normal. Women get pregnant slightly earlier in their cycles. And as a result, there is a spike in the number of baby boys that are born. Now, I know what you're thinking. 1973 wasn't a war. But I think we now know what everyone in Britain was doing during their 3-day week.
Mm-hmm.
In times of war, this is a documented fact.
Yeah.
So once you start this is the paradoxical effect of the human condition.
Right.
Once you figure this shit out, it's like, oh.
But
now I have to manage my own micro simulation,
right,
so I can ascend.
Right.
Because all of these different groups who you can't find no trace of,
right,
they ascended into probably a different dimension.
Right.
And like, I don't know how to stop the reincarnation. You feel me?
I do.
I talked to you about this. You feel me? And that's something that's important to me because
But you do know. You just won't say.
Look. I'm not finna be one of these guys who come up in here and just empty the cabinet.
But you have heard it, you have said it, but you probably don't know if it's true or not. You don't like to repeat nothing unless you know if it's true or not. You're going to wait till you die to tell it, huh?
I have to fact check this. You feel me? So if I don't pop up again, I'm like, you know what? That motherfucker uncle's right.
No, it's crazy.
Cool.
Somebody fact checked it before. Not only did Jesus fact check it, but in Egypt, right, it was a queen, right? And she actually noticed one thing. She noticed that when this bug crawled over here, it ate a little leaf, and when it ate this leaf, it died. But it woke up in 3 days. So she decided to do it. She did it. She died. She woke up in 3 days, but she came back at light, and she's seen everything.
Aha. See, okay. So look, I've seen. I've
the resurrection ritual is what they call it.
Now look. Okay. Now, all right.
Break it down.
One of these groups that I've been able to infiltrate along my path,
right?
They do something that pushes you to the brink of death, lets you be dead for like a few seconds,
yes,
and then they bring you back,
yes.
And in that time, people come say, "Oh, the world is a stage."
Yeah. Did you know this? That you can't be a monk unless you die,
and that is why you don't have no damn monks like that no more.
You have to get out your body. You have to die and be proven that you died in order to be a monk.
The boys used to the boys can levitate off vibration, but you got to go through that ritual.
You got to.
And that's the thing. It's like, whoa, everything is a ritual now.
Everything.
Think about the gang shit.
Right.
Handshakes.
Ritual.
Signs.
Ritual.
Getting jumped in.
Ritual.
And once you put all this together, it's like, this is how they are trapping us.
But they know this. You remember back in the days, everybody poured out liquor, right? Play homie. Ritual. Come from Africa.
Ritual.
They feed the spirits.
They feed the spirits. And people don't even know what they're doing.
They don't know. And everybody do it. Put out a little liquor.
What do they call alcohol?
Yeah.
Wine and spirits.
Yeah. Everybody doing voodoo. They don't know it.
Bro, the voodoo shit.
They don't know it. They do it, but don't know it.
I'm seeing people like they're going online to become spiritual.
Right. Oh my God.
And instead of immersing themselves in the places where you need to go, like instead of going to get like actual books, instead of going to go speak to actual shamans and stuff like that, they're going online and buying the spiritual starter kit.
Right.
And that's just a voodoo kit.
Right.
And then, you know.
A lot of people do that. A lot of people think that when they get to a certain type of level, they can do energy manipulation. I don't believe in manipulation at all. I believe in alignment. I believe that anybody that try to use energy for manipulation, then they doing the wrong thing with the energy.
100%, because
though it can be done very easily.
And I know what you're saying is true.
Right.
It's just that I don't like it when I see people trying to rig the game. Because it's too much that's rigged already. And, you know, they got Abraxas, and they got the Monad, and they got, these are different names for God.
Right. Right.
They've been around for millennia. Somebody 25 years old trying to manipulate energy.
Right.
You don't know what you're doing. You ain't been here long enough to be doing that. It is usually a bad outcome.
Right. You know the crazy part? You know they was in Antarctica. I heard you bring it up earlier. They found the body in Antarctica, right? You heard the crazy thing about the body? It had full skin, everything. It was 5,000 years old.
In 1991, hikers in the Alps on the border of Austria and Italy discovered a body frozen in the ice. He had been there for 5,300 years, and he had tattoos. His name, given to him by scientists, is Ötzi. He is the oldest tattooed human ever discovered. His body carries 61 tattoos, simple lines, crosses, and groups of parallel marks. But here's what makes Ötzi's tattoos remarkable. They weren't decorative. They weren't symbolic. They were medical. The tattoos are placed almost exactly over joints and areas of his body that show signs of arthritis and joint disease. Scientists believe they were therapeutic, an ancient form of acupuncture, marking pain points for treatment. This man didn't get tattooed.
That's a fact, Corey. That's a fact.
To express himself. He got tattooed because he was in pain, and someone believed ink could help. 5,300 years before your local studio opened, someone was already sitting in that chair. Tattooing isn't a trend. It's as old as human suffering and human hope.
And it had everything was still intact, it had everything. And this is what they said. They said they found living organisms in it. Like if they unthawed it, that it'll probably come back to life.
Now, this is why.
What the fuck is this that they found? And now you can't find it online, can't see it nowhere no more.
Because they do expeditions to Antarctica. Some of those videos, everything is green. It's not no damn ice on the whole part. And Admiral Byrd said there's more land past the continent of Antarctica.
Right.
Now, I've spoken to several people that work in the military.
Right.
They speak about something called Agartha.
Agartha. I learn every time you come.
Now, Agartha.
Gotta tell us. You already spoke it.
Is Agartha real or just another forgotten myth? Hidden beneath our feet, legends speak of a vast underground world. Agartha, a hidden civilization said to be ruled by enlightened beings and powered by technology far beyond ours. From ancient Tibetan monks to Nazi explorers, from Jules Verne's fiction to Admiral Byrd's shocking diary, stories about a hollow earth and Agartha keep resurfacing. Some claim the entrances are at the poles. Others say secret tunnels stretch across continents, guarded for centuries. Could this be the last uncharted world on Earth? No proof has ever been found, but the mystery refuses to die. So ask yourself, is Agartha just a legend, or are we the ones who've been kept in the dark?
Agartha.
You trying to change your mind?
I'm not going to change my mind.
I can tell you try to change your mind. You sweat. Agartha, come on.
Okay.
Agartha.
Have you ever heard of the inner earth? Now.
Let's get it.
Now. The inner earth is the land past Antarctica.
Right.
that they call Agartha.
What's dumb about flat Earth? There's more proof that the Earth is flat and not spherical, determined by the CIA and in the encyclopedia before 1958. And determined purposes only, but do your research and I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing dumb about it.
I have a video of a lady who says she walked
My boy in Merced, what's the deal?
to her post at her military base. She seen the tech working on the screen. It had all our continents, and then it had Agartha.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "What? Wow!"
Hey, it's love, family. I got a channel where I drop compilations and do deep dives on conspiracies. I'll drop it in the chat. Shout out to you, bro.
He said, "Oh my God!" The guy turned around and said, "Nobody's ever gonna believe."
When I was stationed in Iraq, I used to have to go into a lot of different rooms that had a lot of computers and screens to do a lot of different things for whatever reason that we were in there. One time, I went into a room that had, like, this guy was sitting there with 3 computer screens, and on one of his computer screens, there was a map. And the map was not a map of the Earth. It looked like a map of the Earth, but it caught my attention because when I looked at it, it just like looked the wrong shape, right? So I started looking at it and I was like, the Earth was like in the middle and there was shit outside of it. Now, this was a room that map would literally not have been in. Like, there was no way that this map, I've told this story on my TikTok before. There is no way that this map was in this room. Like, it wasn't real. There was these computers were not allowed to have people's cute little backgrounds and shit on them. And this wasn't a cute little background. It was a map that was being monitored. Anyway, he was doing something. I was waiting for him to do something. And he notices me just completely fucking lost in this map because my flowers were gasted. I was realizing that this was a map. And in the middle, I saw all of the countries of the world that we know. And there was shit on the outside. So I'm looking, right? I'm like, what the fuck is this? Because it said shit that why does that say Asgard, right? Anyway, so I'm looking at it and I'm like, what the fuck, right? And he looks at me and just very matter of fact, it was like, no one's gonna believe you. And I was like, damn it, I know. Fuck. Anyway, I think about that a lot.
And she was like, "Fuck, you're right. Can't have a phone here. It's just my word against theirs."
Right.
And then they told her she had to sign an NDA for 10 years. So it just expired. So, she want to tell her story. I'm not getting out in front of that.
That's why you hesitated?
I'm not getting out in front of that.
That's why you hesitated?
I gave you out of you, sweetheart.
I knew you hesitated for a reason. I knew it.
Bro, like, I got enough enemies. I got no problems, but I did take an oath. You feel me? I'm going to continue to raise the atmospheric pressure and the thoughts of my people. And we got to question everything because I got photos of the poles where it's a giant hole in one of them. And this is the only, so when I see people say that space is fake,
right,
I don't blame them because they're watching digital mock-ups of everything.
Right.
But Agartha is a real thing, man.
Right, and space is a real thing.
Space is a real thing.
But it's full of water.
Now, see, this is the thing with that.
It's full of water.
That's it.
I feel like dark matter and water could be very similar to each other.
You're very intelligent.
They can be very similar to each other because maybe they train NASA astronauts in giant pools.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Why?
Because that's the only way to mimic space.
Right. Water.
So that's why when I hear gravity's not real, but gravity still takes place.
Just telling people space and the ocean the same.
I'm not going to say space and the ocean are the same.
I think
but
so.
I believe that there is a barrier, and that's where the term firmament comes from. And outside of that firmament could very well be the place where some of these beings are currently existing.
If it's outside of the firmament, because speaking of the water, they know the scientists have discovered lakes under lakes. I mean, they go down to a lake, they see a lake under that lake, but they cannot get down to the other lake.
Yeah.
Right. So we got to talk about it, right? We got to understand this, right? And that is the cap of our lake. We can't go down no further.
And, they got these submersible vehicles. Well, they made the discovery. They said, damn, that's a higher density water underwater.
Right.
So now It's like, okay, well, what's in there?
Right.
So now
what? What you got to show?
So I'm going to show you a vehicle. So I don't know who the owner of this vehicle is.
Right.
But this vehicle went into that body of water that our vehicles couldn't penetrate. And let me go ahead and get that because
My top mod, what's the deal?
I think it's very important that we show them this because I just don't think there's one simple answer for everything. But once you can grasp the right aspects, then
right. Listen, we all know the water is crazy, but why you look for that picture? I'm gonna say something else about the water, right? Listen, so it was reported that a man was kidnapped by dolphins, right?
Florida man claims to have been kidnapped by dolphins and forced to build an underwater city. The man was found early Monday morning on the side of a beach in Lee County, soaking wet, dehydrated, and confused. When deputies arrived, he was drawing detailed diagrams in the sand. According to the man, a pod of dolphins took him while he was swimming and brought him to a place about 40 feet under the surface. He said they forced him to help build underwater structures. He told deputies the dolphins communicated with him using clicks. He said the group had a leader named Gerald who somehow helped him breathe underwater, possibly by creating an airspace. The man spent 3 days working on what he described as cities, towns, and condo-like structures. When the dolphins were satisfied with his work, they sent him back to the surface and told him they would return for phase 2. Medical staff treated him for dehydration, but found no signs of head injury or mental confusion. Tests showed seawater and marine particles in his lungs, suggesting he had been deep underwater for a long time without typical lung damage. This was unusual and raised questions for doctors. The man holds a master's degree in aerospace engineering and has experience with deep sea technology, which he says is why the dolphins chose him.
Right.
Everybody thought it was fake. Everybody thought it was a lie, right? But they went and got the man. They tested him. He tested positive for seawater inside of his lungs. Not only that, next week, they go to the shore. 40 dolphins are dead.
Yeah.
They're killing the dolphins.
It wasn't 40, fool. It was 21. 21 dolphins, not 40. God.
Yeah, because here's the problem. Our government uses dolphins for, I'm going to get that video later.
Right.
The government uses dolphins for a lot of things.
Right.
One of them is
target practice. They killed them.
Deep water surveillance. One of them are reconnaissance, and some of them are killers. And with some of them being trained to kill, you'll get these dolphins that have gone through extensive military training. They reach the end of their work cycle and they get released. Then they go and teach the other dolphins.
Teach other dolphins what they teaching them.
The shit that they know.
Dolphin. Right.
For sure.
Dolphins. Dolphins the same. I don't know if they're the same or different than mermaids.
No, they definitely different.
What's the difference between dolphin and the mermaid?
Man, bro,
the government using the mermaids too, like they're using the dolphins?
I don't think no. Good, mermaids are elder race, damn near, man. Like, and they don't cooperate.
They don't cooperate with the government.
Nah, they don't cooperate, man.
Right.
I've been told some. These people who told me the stuff about like the mermaids, like, it rocked him to his core. You feel me? Because he said he was on a Navy battalion for some years,
right.
And something got caught in a net. Or I don't want to blow the lid on him. But
you got to blow the lid. You got to the streets unplugged. We got to plug the streets in.
Right. Well, look, man.
Let's go.
When I'm gonna say
you
this,
shaking. I ain't never seen you shake before.
Look,
you shaking.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like the broke ribs kind of got my confidence a little shaky because bro, I can handle a lot.
Right.
But like, bro.
Go on, tell us now. You even know. Let's go. Tell us.
So look, The reason I was able to put 2 and 2 together with mermaids was 2 key factors.
What?
They spoke about these large black eyes that they have.
Right.
Both times, these people told me about a merman, though.
Ooh.
They didn't say no merwoman.
A merman.
He said, no. This was a man. He had greenish, grayish skin. He had these large black eyes, and he was just in the water looking at me. And then my homies that was in the Navy,
right?
They said one of them was in a net. They got like these, they have certain nets that they use to recover torpedoes, aquatic mines, stuff like that. So this mesh that it was trapped in was hard for him. He couldn't get out.
Right.
They said they looked over the starboard, which is the right side of the ship. They call it starboard side. They looked over the starboard side,
right,
and they seen 4 sets of these black eyes looking up at their homie that's in the net. They didn't say merwoman, mermaid. They said, hey, you see some motherfucking guys down here? That's what they said. He said, you see these fucking guys down here?
It was me.
And they kind of got the picture, like, hold on. We need to get food right here, out this net, and back into the water.
Right.
And they did.
Right.
And they left.
That's crazy.
That's what they said to me.
That's the water, right? But everybody that's watching this, they in the world, right?
Right.
And they've been told that the world was created a lot of different ways. They've been told about the Big Bang, but that's a theory, allegedly. Right? Was the world created, or is it simply just is?
Oh, this is definitely a manufactured. Look, this is all the intelligent design. Because there's a certain amount of bacteria that exists in the ocean,
right,
that feeds plankton,
right,
that feeds filter feeding whales. Well, that's not by coincidence, bro.
Right.
Why do we share 60% of the same DNA genetic code with bananas?
Right.
You feel me? Well, why is it that they try to say that the theory of Darwinism and evolution is not real? But if you take a pig from the farm,
right,
put it outside in the wilderness, it's going to transform.
It is.
Into a motherfucking wild boar. It's gonna be it go from pink to brown. It grows tusk. It becomes a gnarly, mean motherfucker now.
It just changes.
It changes on its own. Something triggers those recessive genes in that pig. Hold on. They not coming to fill the slop bowl today. I'm out here on my own. That's why we have a wild boar population that's almost uncontrollable in the South, and people are getting paid to hunt them down.
Right.
Because pigs get out. That's where the wild boars came from. Those were all farm pigs. That's evolution right there.
Right. Evolution. Listen, I was sitting down with Pharaoh. Pharaoh said evolution never happened, right? He said it's like an illusion, right? Pharaoh said a lot of stuff. But listen, I will talk about this, right? I know that it's 3 guys, right? It's the God of the Bible, it's the Braxis, and it's the monad. For everybody watching this, the monad is like, you can't even call it God, right? It's kind of like energy and frequency is everything that
it's like
is.
The universe.
It's the universe. So you understand?
100%.
So why did they?
I used to pray to the universe.
Exactly.
That's really who I talk to.
That's the only person to talk to. But why did they take the monad and then turn the monad into a small god?
You can't monetize it. You can't monetize the monad.
You can't.
You can't come in here and say, listen, come to the temple. We got the monad down here this weekend. It don't work like that. They got to have a physical person that can attach to a body, attach to your geographic location, attach to your ethnic group. They can put a price tag on it to keep you there.
And they become a god.
Now that's the God.
That's the God.
That's why you see ministers almost getting treated like they a God. Oh, the man said he locking the doors of the church.
Right.
Until everybody donate $1,000.
Right.
If you would have did that, you going to jail.
Right. The pastor did that and nothing happened. They don't care. This the church. The
if
church.
me and you went over there and did that, we either going to jail or it's going to be a shootout.
The church don't care. Churches do anything, gang.
Sure.
What do the church care about, right? What do you believe, like, is the future of, like, this war? Because, like, this war right now, last time we spoke about it, we talk about it, but now it's like, it ain't stopped yet.
Look, they setting us up for a holy war now. So if you pay close attention, we see J.D. Vance come out and say that aliens and UFOs are demons.
Right.
We see Tucker Carlson come out and say he doesn't want to know any more about this phenomenon because they're demons.
Right.
Now we go from the Department of Defense to the Department of War.
Right.
And May 17th, which is in 2 days, the president is going to be rededicating the country to Jesus Christ. So now the Ronald Reagan speech is going viral. Are you familiar with this?
I ain't know Ronald Reagan had a speech. I know he had teeth of a slave.
Oh,
what? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out. I know he had teeth of a slave. I don't know nothing else.
This is what's coming next. Because look, we got the hantavirus.
Right.
We got the hantavirus. The hantavirus is here.
Mm-hmm.
Now watch this.
I'm watching.
Reagan speech, aliens. Watch this.
Reagan spoke about aliens too?
Watch this.
Oh, it gets deep then. They get deep. They declassified files, which Trump did.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the
That was on me. That was on me. I let the computer die. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad.
Church of Satan?
Yeah, I'll be going to. Well, it's probably once I said this, now they probably finna figure out who I am. But I'll be having my little disguises on. I wear my nerd glasses and button-up shirts and the pointed shoes.
Man, you 3,000 pounds. You ain't got no disguise.
Oh, I got disguise.
Right.
When I fly now, probably I'm gonna change my appearance.
Right.
Oh yeah.
That's all good. All good. Listen, well, we're gonna put that video inside this video so the people watching this can see. But I'm gonna move right along, right?
The Satanic Temple got one of the biggest ministries out there.
You got a lot of emails from them, bro.
Yeah, I'll be going. You gotta study your enemy. Because the shit they talk about, they got programs in Nevada schools, this Satanic Temple.
Right.
In the schools, you can go there with the Church of Satan.
So what type of stuff they be talking about?
Well, they believe that the story is reversed.
Right.
At it, and I'm like, what the right? And he looks at me and just.
I'm gonna say
you
this.
shaking. I ain't never seen you shake before.
Look,
you shaking.
And with some of them being trained to kill, you'll get these dolphins that have gone through extensive military training. They reach the end of their work cycle and they get released. Then they go and teach the other dolphins.
Teach other dolphins what they teaching them.
The shit that they know.
Dolphin. Right.
For sure.
Dolphins. Dolphins the same. I don't know if they're the same or different than mermaids.
Not they definitely different.
What's the difference between dolphin and the mermaid?
Man, bro,
the government using the mermaids too, like they using the dolphins?
I don't think
shout out Van Bueno, welcome.
No. Good. Mermaids are like our elder race damn near, man. Like and they don't cooperate.
They don't cooperate with the government.
Nah, they don't cooperate, man.
Right.
I've been told some these people who told me the stuff about like the mermaids, like it rocked him to his core, you feel me? Because he said he was on a Navy battalion for some years,
right.
And something got caught in a net or I don't want to blow the lid on him.
You got to blow the lid. You got to the streets unplugged. We got to plug the streets in.
Right. Well, look, man.
Let's go.
When I'm gonna say
you
this,
shaking. I ain't never seen you shake before.
Look,
you shaking.
I'm not gonna lie. Like the broke ribs, kind of got my confidence a little shaky because bro, I can handle a lot.
Right.
But like, bro.
Go on, tell us now. You ain't no. Let's go. Tell us.
So look, the reason I was able to put 2 and 2 together with mermaids was 2 key factors.
What?
They spoke about these large black eyes that they have.
Right.
Both times, these people told me about a merman, though.
Ooh.
They didn't say no woman.
A merman.
He said, no. This was a man. He had greenish, grayish skin. He had these large black eyes, and he was just in the water looking at me. And then my homies that was in the Navy,
right?
They said one of them was in a net. They got like these. They have certain nets that they use to recover torpedoes, aquatic mines, stuff like that. So this mesh that it was trapped in was hard for him. He couldn't get out.
Right.
They said they looked over the starboard, which is the right side of the ship. They call it starboard side. They looked over the starboard side,
right,
and they seen 4 sets of these black eyes looking up at their homie that's in the net. They didn't say mermaid. They said, "Hey, you see these motherfucking guys down here?" That's what they said. He said, "You see these fucking guys down here?"
It was men.
And they kind of got the picture, like, hold on. We need to get food right here out this net and back into the water.
Right.
And they did.
Right.
And they left.
That's crazy.
That's what they said to me.
That's the water, right? But everybody that's watching this, they in the world, right?
Right.
And they've been told that the world was created a lot of different ways. They've been told about the Big Bang, but that's a theory. allegedly, right? Was the world created, or is it simply
something triggers those recessive genes in that pig? Hold on. They not coming to fill the slop bowl today. I'm out here on my own. That's why we have a wild boar population that's almost uncontrollable in the South, and people are getting paid to hunt them down.
Right.
Because farmers, pigs get out. That's where the wild boars came from. Those were all farm pigs.
Mm-hmm.
That's evolution right there.
Right. Evolution. Listen, I was sitting down with Pharaoh. Pharaoh said evolution never happened, right? He said it's like an illusion, right? Pharaoh said a lot of stuff. But listen, I will talk about this, right? I know that it's three guys, right? It's the God of the Bible, it's the Braxis, and it's the monad. For everybody watching this, the monad is like, you can't even call it God, right? It's kind of like energy and frequency is everything that
it's like
is.
The universe.
It's the universe. So you understand?
100%.
So why did they?
I used to pray to the universe.
Exactly.
That's really who I talk to.
That's the only person to talk to. But why did they take the monad and then turn the monad into a small god?
You can't monetize it. You can't monetize the monad.
You can't.
You can't come in here and say, listen, come to the temple. We got the monad down here this weekend. It don't work like that. They got to have a physical person.
Right.
They can attach to a body, attach to your geographic location, attach to your ethnic group. They can put a price tag on it to keep you there.
And then become a god.
Now that's the God.
That's the God.
That's why you see ministers almost getting treated like they a God. Oh, the man said he locking the doors of the church.
Right.
Until everybody donate $1,000.
Right.
If you would have did that, you going to jail.
Right. The pastor did that and nothing happened. They don't care. This the church. The
if
church.
me and you went up there and did that, we either going to jail or it's going to be a shootout now.
The church don't care. Churches do anything, gang.
For sure.
What do the church care about, right? What do you believe, like, is the future of, like, this war? Because, like, this war right now, last time we spoke about it, we talk about it, but now it's like, it ain't stopped yet.
Look, they setting us up for a holy war now. So if you pay close attention, we see J.D. Vance come out and say that aliens and UFOs are demons.
Right.
We see Tucker Carlson come out and say he doesn't want to know any more about this phenomenon because they're demons.
Right.
Now we go from the Department of Defense to the Department of War.
Right.
And May 17th, which is in 2 days, the president is going to be rededicating the country to Jesus Christ. So now the Ronald Reagan speech is going viral. Are you familiar with this?
I ain't know Ronald Reagan had a speech. I know he had teeth of a slave.
Oh, well.
What? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. I know he had teeth of a slave. I don't know nothing else.
This is what's coming next. Because look, we got the hantavirus.
Right.
We got the hantavirus. The hantavirus is here. Now watch this.
I'm watching.
Reagan speech, aliens. Watch this.
Reagan spoke about aliens too?
Watch this.
Oh, it gets deep then. It get deep. They declassified files, which Trump did.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our people than war? And
what do you mean by that?
He said, what if we're facing an alien threat from outside this world? The Department of War declassified all these docs.
Right.
You go on there, we got all these politicians calling them demons.
Right.
The hantavirus is coming.
Right.
They already hit us with COVID. They know how we gonna react to lockdown and shit again. Because everybody was like, why are they hiding from us with this lockdown?
Right.
They setting us up for a holy war against aliens that they probably didn't manufacture.
Right. What do you mean manufactured? Talk to me. Get deep with me. What do you mean manufactured? They creating aliens now?
You can grow a lot of things in the lab.
So you can grow an alien?
Yeah. Why can't you? The DNA test from the Roswell crash survivors, they had very similar DNA to us. Same thing with Bigfoot. Very similar DNA to Bigfoot. Just to humans. Same shit.
Right. But it seems to be a cover-up, though. Why is it a big cover-up in all this information?
Because if you release the information, the war pigs will be put out of business. And these bloodlines, I think some of these people could be thousands of years old. Like, that's what it all boils down to. These bloodlines that want to maintain ritualistic power over everybody.
Right.
Because they do rituals on us on the TV screen. You know, the Vatican sending out all these emails trying to recruit more exorcists because demonic possession up 200%. You know, people saying that they get possessed by demons through YouTube.
Whoa. What do it take to get possessed by a demon?
You have to be spiritually susceptible.
Right.
Or, you know, somebody can send it after you.
Have you ever came across somebody that was possessed?
Hell yeah.
Oh, tell me about that.
Like I said, I tell people, me and Dugar, you know, I went to the Catholic school.
Right.
You feel me? You know, I used to carry my rosary, Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now to the hour of our death. Amen. I used to say that prayer every day. And Father Brankin, we was close with him. You feel me? Our exorcist always have a medical staff.
Right.
He always have security.
Right.
And he always got like a backup spiritual person. You know, me and Duga was able to go on 3 exorcisms.
Tell me about them.
Oh, shit. I'll never do it again.
Right.
Because the little girl that was in the chair was able to pull my hoodie string so tight, pull me down, and I couldn't stand up and lift her out the seat. And she was really small. And like she was saying like sexually explicit things to me about my grandmother. I'm like, how does she know my grandmama name? You feel me? Like, you know, then like me and Duga was having these dreams that we murdered our mothers. Like that was intense right there.
You think that stuff was getting put in your mind?
Yeah, it definitely was. It definitely was.
So
we wasn't spiritually ready to be in that room. At that time, 2017, oh no, it was busting in the city. You know, we had 1 foot over here, 1 foot over. We wasn't spiritually ready to be in that room.
Right.
I'll never do that shit
What
again.
brought you to that room? What made you end up going there? Like,
Father Brankin hired us to be a security.
Oh my God.
Bro, exorcists always have security. Like in the movies, that shit ain't how it is. They have security, they have a medic, and they have a support father or a support sister from the church.
Right. So you mean that you was there with him? You supposed to watch? What you supposed to protect him from? Other spirits or what?
Bro, in an exorcism, the demon might try to kill you with that person. You feel me? If you 75 years old, going up in here with a 20-year-old man that's possessed, you finna get your ass whooped.
So you would have to fight the demon if it came down to it?
I'm subduing the person. So technically, yeah. Yeah, I'll never do that shit again.
So you say you did it 3 times.
Yep.
So what made you go a second time after the first time?
The money.
Oh my God! They paying how much? I'm gonna do a cost. I'm gonna do a cost for you to do something like that.
See, look,
6 figures.
All of this shit started because it was one night after the studio.
Right.
Dude got wanted. He said, "Gordo, I think we should go repent."
Right.
And I'm looking like, oh, here we go with this shit.
Right.
You know how we get at nighttime. At nighttime, me and bro start kind of tripping sometimes.
Right.
You feel me? So he said, man, I want to go talk to one of them. I want to go talk to one of them fathers where they can't see him. They can see him. I want to go do that, Gordo.
Oh my God.
But you know the Catholic Church open 24 hours.
Right.
The big one.
Right.
So you want to go to confessional? Yeah, I want to go to confessional. We go to the motherfucking confessional, and I'm sitting there. I have my rosary. I always got my rosary. So I was just sitting there chilling, drinking, you feel me? And dude got go in, he come out. I said, you ain't say too much in there, did you? He said, why? They can report us to the jail. I said, yes, he can take you to jail. They can call the law. But man, then Father Breaking popped out.
He popped out.
He said, "Are you drinking in the house of the Lord?" I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "If you would have lied, I would have told you to get out of here.
Right.
Give me that."
Right.
So he took my cup, shit like that. And he just sat there looking at us for about 5 minutes, bro. It was awkward as a ball. It was awkward. But he was like, "I may have a job for you fellas." And he told us, like, he go out on spiritual ministry. Like, he didn't even tell us, like, the whole
exorcism shit.
He didn't even tell us that whole part. But when we got there, he started looking concerned. And he had a cross in his hand. He had his book. And, you know, when we get to the front door, like that, the windows on the side of the door was open.
Right.
So you can see people inside the house, and you get like ladies frustrated. And then you just hear somebody calling everybody curse words. Like, I'm gonna fuck you up. But it's a kid, though.
Right. Did you ever come in contact with a spirit after it came out their body that you can actually see? Come on. You ain't coming back. You ain't want to go back for a reason.
So this what happened.
Okay, here we go. Let's get to it.
Now.
Let's go.
Okay. So don't you know some people got them real big mirrors in their living room?
Right.
Yeah, bro. It was somebody in the mirror that wasn't in the room. And, you know, some of them thought it was funny. Like, they thought it was funny. But he said, "I brought you here because I knew you were a believer. And you didn't run out of here and just leave me high and dry." You feel me? But whoever was in that mirror didn't look like a person that, yeah, you know, if that person was standing there, it would have been shots fired for sure.
So it wasn't. So the reflection kind of like made you see it, and it definitely like I had enough. Then you knew it was real.
No,
first that was faking or something.
No. I thought the little girl was just bad. I'm like, man, she just getting wild out there. So for me, it's like, man, you know, she could have been a victim of abuse. She's lashing out, but you know, you can tell the difference when there's something else there.
Right.
And like, man, the hell
you got me tripped. Yeah.
Because, you know, bro, I like to think that I can handle myself in a situation. But when a child has that much physical strength,
right,
it's like, well, and then everybody looking at me like, damn, she pulling the biggest dude here down. So I'm looking like,
and she a child.
It's a child. But, you know, I didn't react the way I think that the demon wanted me to react, because I wasn't scared at that point. Because it's like, man, what the fuck?
Didn't want you to hurt the child.
Right. It's like, man, I'm not finna do nothing to this child.
Is it because you don't hit women and children while you ain't do nothing?
For sure.
If that was a man, you would have got busy?
That was a man, he getting the shit slapped right up out of him, for sure. Slapped, no, because I'm not finna play them games. Like, I stand for what I stand for, and I'm not gonna break that.
Right.
And that all played a role into me being right here. Because had I did something different, come on, bro, I couldn't be able to do this, because it'd be out.
Right.
Big homie CC slaps child all across living room. No, you can't have that.
That's crazy.
But no, that mirror part. But see, this is what, like, people ask me, have I met the devil before?
Right.
This, when we met, I can't say I met the devil, but we met one of them.
Mm-hmm.
We met somebody that's affiliated with them. But when we met him, this happened. The exorcism shit was probably about 22 days before that. And just things just started happening after that.
Right.
Well, and you know, it made me really tighten up the spiritual aspect of myself.
Right.
Because now I'm like, okay, I'm fully aware that there are forces taking place. That's spooky.
So that's crazy. You straight have been a bodyguard to protect people against spirits.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
That's why I talk to Beverly Rhodes all the time. Like, I talk to my spiritual people, like my mediums.
Right.
Them been like my biggest support, like my strongest resource.
Right.
Cause bro, everything ain't flesh and blood, man.
Right.
We all seen the dude, the funny looking dude in the mirror.
Right.
And he was big, you feel me? But like the shadow Like the shadow was there,
Right.
but no physical person, but it was there in the mirror.
Right.
It was there in that mirror for sure.
Right. Everybody do that. You know, Michael Jackson had a little thing where he used to meditate looking in the mirror, right? Wrote a song called Man in the Mirror, right? So what's going on with the mirror, right? Is a mirror a way? A mirror could be a way.
Portal. They portals.
Right.
That's why, you ever heard the superstition? If you break a mirror, it's 7 years bad luck.
I heard that before.
Because, bro, like,
what?
How did they light them pyramids?
How?
They would have a mirror system until they was able to develop technology that could bring light.
So they mirror the light from the sun?
From the surface down, but that only works so far.
Mm.
Those subterranean caverns that they don't allow access to.
Right.
Well, they was using technology to light that.
Right.
That's why they find hydrochloric acid residue and mercury residue inside the pyramids.
Right.
Because it was a power station.
It was a power station.
What did Buzz Aldrin say?
What'd he say?
Buzz Aldrin said ETs built the pyramids. And that's the nigga who went to Antarctica. He went to the moon.
Right. But they got different names for ETs. I'm telling you, they different dimensions, different realities, different times. They are different. They're not all the same species. It's different species. How many different species is it of them? Do you know?
For what I know, about 74 different species that's documented.
Mm.
But Eric Burleson only speaks about 4 that they declassified.
Right. What's the 4?
The Tronoloids, which is the praying mantis group, the Greys, the reptilians, and the tall Nordics.
Right.
That Hitler encountered.
The tall whites.
Tall whites.
Yeah. What are the difference between them? They all at war. They're battling. Like.
Well, if you go look up Dr. Gary Nolan,
right,
he will, and some others. There's evidence that they don't all get along with each other, and that's a fact.
They don't get along.
They don't all get along, no.
But they all get along with they got their special humans that they fuck with.
Depends on your bloodline,
right? So what gives them a connection with humans? The bloodline only?
Yes. If you certain bloodlines is. There's a declassified program that they declassified that the CIA was monitoring humans that had human alien hybrid DNA.
Right. So that's why that in all the I don't know if they did this in you guys at school, but in all the public black schools, they was taking all the blood. Why were they taking all the kids' blood in the school? What were they looking for?
Well,
same thing they was looking for in the GATE program. Everybody double tap that screen, hit that like button, put your ideology and narrative in the chat. We on episode 172, 173. Shout out to the Global Mafia, the best chat on YouTube. Hit that like button, appreciate it.
You want to find out who has telekinetic abilities. You want to find out like that GATE program. Like, look, I took a test one time in school and they went and brought my daddy out of jail in handcuffs. They brought him to my school and I took a test on a computer and he was there for this whole thing. My mama was going to fuck off about this shit.
What they saying? You was like different than all the rest of the kids, or what was that you did or didn't do?
So I had tested in the 99th percentile, like in everything, but I never really studied for shit. You feel me? So people used to ask me like, "How'd you know that?" And I'm like, "Shit, I don't know, man." You feel me?
Right.
And then that's what sent me on the whole path of, look, this is my best tool. I need to, and they said I got the photographic memory. They told me I had like some little heightened senses, I guess. You feel me?
That's crazy. Did you have
I was going to college in 5th grade.
A lot of people, when they walked across their supernatural experience, they had like natural disaster, or they was almost died or something like that. Got hit in the head.
Oh yeah.
Something like that happened before you.
Hell
so what happened before you got your glasses? Should I say?
My father was starting up a lawnmower.
Right.
I walked behind him while he was starting a lawnmower. Mind you, my daddy 6'4", played in the NFL. At this time, he in peak physical condition.
Right.
My mama said I've never been the same after this day.
Right.
He fired the lawnmower. I walked behind him, get knocked out. I woke up some hours later, and I was different. And then I got in a real bad car crash when I was 19. I woke up from that, didn't recognize my girlfriend.
No.
And I still love you, Linda. You feel me? That kind of brought the end of the relationship because when I woke up, I'm looking around. I'm like, damn, it's time to get up out of here. And she crying. I'm like, Ma, who is this? Why is she crying? I'm like, why is she crying? And I was in a relationship with a Nigerian lady, wonderful lady. She's married now. She's doing good. But like my memories of her didn't come back for an extended period of time, man. Like that was hard. I fell asleep. The thing is, me and her was arguing. She jumped out the car. I'm like, I see her walking to her house, so I leave. She called me back, said, I'm walking to the store. Some guys following me. I turn around to go pick her up, fall asleep, crash the car. I wake up outside in the rain. So I passed out again, though. You feel me? I had swelling on the brain. They had to give me like a nitroglycerin, all type of bullshit,
right.
Man.
So this is when you start having like what these visions, or how did yours come in visions, the photographic memory? This is when you start having like knowing things that you ain't supposed to know that nobody told you the answer to?
After that, my dreams just got really, really vivid. And like if I lay down in the dark and just close my eyes, like I see stuff, like I hear stuff. Like, and then I'll go research it and I find out what it is.
It was crazy this morning. It was kind of crazy. So I was working out. And normally when I work out, things happen. I had got up, right? And when I got up because I got up too fast, right? When I got up too fast, I know there's a spot. But here's the craziest part. I closed my eyes and the spot was still there and it got
Yeah, I believe so. I don't believe the blood holds the consciousness.
bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, almost like a hole. And I opened my eyes and it was still there. And when I looked, I saw like a hole in this reality.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
How the fuck can I see that? And I saw a hole like straight through the reality.
Bro, the Matrix can glitch, man. Listen, Professor Jim Gates, he found error correcting codes in the equations from supersymmetry. That shouldn't be there.
So it ever glitched on you before? You ever noticed the glitch in the Matrix?
Yep.
Know what that like?
Bro, the Monopoly game. Bro, we got the original Monopoly game. Dude don't have that optical on his eye, man.
And you got the original piece.
We got the original.
So you
one.
saw him try to change it.
Bro, Smokey the Bear was never Smokey Bear. It was always Smokey the Bear.
It is Smokey the Bear.
No, it's not, bro. Right now it's Smokey Bear.
It ain't never Smokey Bear.
They saying it's never been.
Come on, gang. We know it's been Smokey the Bear. It ain't never been Smokey Bear. Smokey Bear don't even make sense.
Bro, right now it is Smokey Bear.
They did the same thing with Sinbad. Sinbad said he didn't do the movie. Then he came back and said, I did the movie. I was playing with y'all. They playing with time. They just playing with time trying to act like that. You know it
was Smokey the Bear.
It was Smokey the
Bear. And look what
Bear.
they got. Now it's Smokey Bear. They saying it was never Smokey the Bear.
We called it Smokey.
Pikachu for sure had that black thing on his tail. In reality, I can't grasp the timeline jump. I understand CERN. I overstand all of that. But I don't know.
Smokey the Bear.
Bro, no, that shit was Smokey. I'm Smokey the Bear, and I prevent forest fires.
Do it say it now. Do it say I'm Smokey Bear.
It say I'm Smokey Bear.
So it changed the whole.
Bro, yes, they lied, bro. Just like with the Mandela effect.
Right. Some
people remember him dying in prison, and then some people remember him being a president.
Right.
I remember they said he died, but my granny had us watching his inauguration for South Africa.
But you remember he died.
I remember that he died, but I also remember being with my grandmother watching his inauguration.
Like, how could this happen and why would this happen?
Because somebody playing with the timeline.
Right.
That's why the secret is in the crop circles. Like, this is probably the most dangerous information I ever said. This is the most dangerous shit on the planet.
Right.
The crop circles. But when I went to London to the Crop Circle Museum, that was heavy. Because, you know, some of them can be deciphered.
Right.
Somebody or something or a group is trying to prevent our destruction. I think I've summed it up to being like some type of time traveling group that's sending messages from the future to us.
That's what they said. They said that the Earth had got destroyed, and that's the reason why they coming back to try to stop it from being destroyed.
Okay.
But the thing is, you can't come back in time. Time, the way we know it, in order to come back at a time, you got to kind of like jump to a new timeline. So you can go back, but you got to jump to a new timeline. So you can't actually go back the way they think you go back. You can jump to a new timeline, a new moment, because everything is recorded in still shots. Everything is moment.
All right.
All right.
I'm glad you said this. Listen to this. Of all the thousands of stories of contact that I have been told, one of the most disturbing came in a letter from a woman in Tennessee who said that she'd been having a walk in the woods with her son when a strange-looking little man came out of a cave. And he told her he was a rebel and he had a message.
No.
It was that there had been a war in ages past, a war between Earth and Mars. And while Mars had been stripped of all of the surface life, they had captured our souls and have condemned us to return to the physical life after death, never ascending into the higher realms. Their name for Earth is dead forever.
But they say they found life, and they could tell that it was a war on Mars.
It was definitely a war.
It was a war on Mars. So
a couple.
Yeah. Right. So the war happened on Mars. They fighting on Mars, and the crazy part, it was a war on the moon as well.
Definitely was. Buddhist monks speak about a time where they seen explosions on the moon. And a time before.
You know about the Dogon tribe? Okay, say something there.
Into our orbit.
Right. And listen, that been repeated a lot of times. I heard that before too. But they just said they went to the moon again. They said they went around the moon to the dark side of the moon.
Do you remember when Chinese sent the rover up to the moon and they said they discovered an alien hut? And then it gets scrubbed off the internet.
Right.
See, if you go to the archives, you can find these articles. So I got those articles, and then they scrub it. But this goes back to the same story I told on No Jumper. The dude, Carl Wolf, came to us. He wanted security. I was working for a company called Safeguard Resources.
Right.
He came to us. He said he was going to testify in front of Congress. He didn't trust the government or his people he worked with. He wanted somebody to keep him alive till he could testify.
Right.
He showed me some pictures. He said, "What is this?" I said, "It looked like a desert. You know, I don't know. Some of it was like black and white. One of them like a big truck with a plow on it."
Right.
He said, "That plow truck is 2 miles long." I'm like, "Damn." He said, "This is on the backside of the moon." He showed me his Pentagon ID. He said his job was to edit the photos so they can have public release.
Right.
So they phased out their program and they started making digitized copies because they didn't want these anomalies to keep getting shown.
Right. And that's what I heard. I heard they actually did go to the moon, but when they came back, they noticed some things that they couldn't see, so they had to go to Hollywood and create some other pictures to show to the world. They had to go to Hollywood.
The security guard on his deathbed said he killed his partner because he was going to blow the lid on the fact that they filmed a fake moon landing.
They just filmed it.
They filmed it because, have you ever seen the video?
When they land on the moon, I'm not going to let talk. When they land on the moon, something was there waiting on them. Let's just say that. That's why they had to film a fake landing.
Yeah, they got shooed away from the moon.
Yeah, something was waiting on them when they got there.
Have you ever seen the astronauts when they got back, that press conference?
What they say? What happened?
Just I'm gonna show you this. Look how they look in this video.
Make sure you send them all these videos. We gotta make sure we got all these facts on the video.
Does that look like a group of dudes that's happy?
Many of us and many other people in many places have speculated on the meaning of this first landing on another body in space. Would each of you give us your estimate of what is the meaning of this to all of us?
They look happy at all.
They look very uncomfortable. But a lot of them was going around saying they didn't go to the moon, right? Then one of them breakaway said we never went to the moon, like they lied.
Yeah, he said we didn't go.
Right. And then why the rest of them gonna say they did go when he said they didn't go?
Some did, some didn't. The ones that did, they didn't show the actual footage, man.
So some did. Elon Musk say he played golf on the moon. How is that possible?
Elon does ketamine all day, man.
So Elon fried.
He might be on the moon, man. Elon might be on the moon right now. Elon be fried.
Elon fell out with Trump instantly. He fell out the White House instantly.
He got a black eye at the White House.
Right.
That's how wild he was getting.
I think Trump used him to win the election.
He was giving Trump $47 million a month.
That's what I'm saying.
To win the election. And he got the technology to know Trump won 8 hours in advance. How did he have that? And you can pull this up. Anybody watching this?
He knew Trump won 8 hours in advance.
He knew 8 hours in advance Trump won.
So what did Trump offer him? What did Trump give him in order for
that SpaceX contract? Kamala wasn't going to let him go to Mars. He wasn't going to let nobody mine on the moon or go to Mars. That wasn't going to happen. The Democrats wasn't going to allow that. And then you got to think about it. We got all of these crash retrieval programs for UFO technology. They go to Raytheon. They go to Lockheed, Department of Energy. Department of Energy is the biggest part of this.
Right.
I'm gonna leave that at that. When it comes down to it, in order for him to get this technology, he had to get Trump in the office because the Democratic companies got it all.
Right.
Never see the light of day.
So they wasn't gonna let him do what he's trying to do.
Nope. Or his boring company. He got his company to build tunnels. You been in his tunnel here in Vegas?
He got the underground tunnel.
Been in that one?
I ain't been.
If you got a Tesla, you can go down there. He got a tunnel here for Teslas only. He got his Optimus robot, and he got his spaceships. He gonna fly the robots there. They gonna dig tunnels underground, and they gonna build it before the humans get there.
He gonna be good.
He gonna be straight. He said he gonna die on Mars.
Know what he say?
Yes.
He mean that.
Bro, we went over here to Boxable because I was trying to get some cheap prefab homes for my colony land initiative that I'm building in Africa.
Right.
Boxable's home base is here.
Right.
So we go over there. They got the houses that you can put together in an hour. Elon live in one of them.
No.
For sure.
Right. So Elon really don't, they say he don't own nothing in America. He won't buy nothing. He just keep his money.
South African. He's not even from over here.
So he don't want shit from over here.
No.
He don't want shit from over here.
Hell no. He say all his shit going to the moon.
He going to the moon with his shit.
He going to Mars with his shit.
He take everything to Mars.
That's where he going,
right.
bro.
That's crazy, man. Speaking. I said something else about the Rothschilds. He was speaking to them. What was the difference between them and say like Elon Musk in this time?
Lineage. The Rothschilds been around. Rothschild's been around for a long time.
Well, Elon Musk have the same powers they got?
Well, Elon said that he had to shut down Doge that they investigate the government with because he didn't want to die. He said,
what?
Yeah, he said if he make one mistake, he dies. And
he said, hold on, you said that too easy.
The richest man in the world said that if he makes one mistake, say the wrong thing about these elites, he's gonna die. He said he don't want that to happen.
So he don't want. He's convinced he gonna fuck around and say the wrong thing.
Yeah, he says that's why he stopped doing interviews and shit.
Remember what they killed Mr. Kirk for? He said the wrong thing. Charlie Kirk.
He did. He was about to go after Israel.
What do you mean?
He was about to speak out against Israel, man. And I don't want to speak about them in this video because when you talk about them, it slow down your traction.
Right, we can't talk about it. But listen, I'm going to say this, man. Listen, if you're watching this, Big Homie CC has just took us to different places and different realities, man. But I'm going to say this. You spoke earlier about different realities that we all live in the same time.
Yeah.
Right. Can you break this down to my viewers that's watching this? They probably don't understand it.
So if you can look up one of Farrakhan's speeches, he speaks about 15 different planes that exist on top of this plane.
Right.
And they tell you that your dreams is your life in a different dimension. They tell you that, you know, science has proved that there are multiple dimensions that exist.
Right.
And all of those dimensions are happening at the exact same time.
Right.
And the best way I can sum it up is I was in Kenya, and I was in a place called Embu County.
Right.
And they wanted to show me a plant that if you touch it, it would fold up so you couldn't touch it.
Right.
So they showed me that. And then when I saw that, I seen leaf cutter ants carrying leaves into their colony. And I thought to myself, I said, I'm like 12,000 kilometers away from America.
Right.
Everybody's living in their own little micro simulation.
Right.
And then these ants are cutting these leaves to go feed the colony. They got
a lot of different mini worlds going on. Fred, shout out to you. Everybody hit that like button, double tap that screen.
I seen some of their other larger ants taking nuptial flights. I seen that they were carrying larvae from another whole nest to this new nest. They were changing nests, and they down there feeding the queen. And that's happening all over the world.
Hey, you know what's crazy thing I thought about the ants? Y'all can watch this. It's one ant that grow a certain kind of way, and it's grow its head the size of a door, and it go like this, and they got to tap to get in, and it moves. Its whole life, it just guards the hole.
It's a soldier ant.
Right, but it's head like a door. Right, that shit crazy as hell.
Just like, you know, they can use their bodies for immediate use. Just like if there's water, they pool up together, put the queen on top, and they float to land. And you would think to yourself, like, damn, you know, for your species to survive, you probably should have a hive mind.
Right. The animals they seem to be watching us.
Something is off with the animals.
Right.
I think 5G has a role in that, because like when you see birds migrating to the wrong direction, that's either signal interference or we're going to have a pole reversal.
Right. I'll say signal interference because we already know birds don't see with their eyes. They see the magnetic field.
100%.
And they getting a bad signal. They think the magnetic field, they think it's going that way.
100%.
Right. So do you think that this is purposely done? Oh, because they said that they could actually get inside different creatures and make them go certain ways they want them to go based with this weapon.
I think that's another thing with the chemtrails is playing a role in. You know, with them putting aluminum into the atmosphere,
right,
to reverse heat rays. You know, the Obama administration had put together some legislation to prepare for a solar flare.
Right.
This is all one and the same. You feel me? So a lot of people believe that a solar flare will wake up recessive genes in a lot of people.
Yeah, you gonna stop right there, huh? Listen, you gonna stop right there. Everybody know that you always stop somewhere and never want to give us everything. Right? A little bit at a time. No, today is one of them days, man, where you really, if they watch this episode, they're gonna see that you have really said a lot, right?
Sure.
But there's some things you didn't say, right? There's some things you didn't say, and there's some things that I just want to ask you about, right? Because you didn't say a couple of things, but we was talking about the Bible. And I don't want to talk too much about the Bible, but we was talking about the world was created. I don't really want to talk about what was created. I just want to talk about this. What was created first, man or woman? How did that happen? What's going on? Because a lot of people got different ideas. I can tell you my idea.
What's your idea?
My idea is that, like we said in the beginning, you notice how when you want to track someone, you only can track the female, right? The book of Eve, which they removed from the Bible, said that me and your daddy was one soul together, combined as one, and then they got split, right? A lot of people gonna watch this, they're gonna say, yo, the world itself from what they know, it was a man, and they took out
Yeah, this live, bro.
and they made woman. If that's true, how is it that everybody right now, if you have a baby and the baby is in the womb of a woman, it's gonna be a girl first? It's like what came first, the chicken or the egg?
The chicken, man.
The chicken had to come first because it morphed into a chicken.
Sure.
All right.
So okay, I see what you're asking me.
Yeah, I'm asking you something that a lot of people don't want to talk about. You protect women and children for women, and I know why, but you won't tell people why.
Because, bro, all of this shit has been manufactured, man.
Women are supposed to be submitted to. They're supposed to be protected. They ain't supposed to submit. They're supposed to be protected.
You're supposed to protect the ladies because without no ladies, there is no life.
100%.
And we're watching a transhumanism aspect.
Answer.
We're watching a transhumanism agenda. They try to trick us off the planet.
Right.
I'm not gonna let it happen, bro.
Right. And that's good, man. If you're watching this, just make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, right? It's been one of the episodes to where Big Homie CC has been here and I've been here, and I just realized David ain't turned.
All right, that was a BH episode right there. We're gonna get back to D. They playing music. They still playing music. All right, so this is episode 157. Everybody double tap that screen. If you hear for Dean and AB, they've been playing copyrighted music and they still playing copyrighted music. So run up them gifts, run up them super chats, run up that Cash App. So shit, the live could mean something because it's gonna be copyrighted. But we can get to Dean and AB. Shout out to Crash Out Boys.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't see. Suck it, dick. Gang. Stay. Stand?
Oh, this I don't know if we could show gambling. YouTube don't like that. It's not real though. They're not real. They just playing Monopoly.
Bro, stop being on the phone. My nigga's making bread, bro. My baby mom, what's going on? One of my baby mamas called me, nigga. But you been on the phone the whole time, okay? There we go. You take over.
The portable should be in the car.
Huh? Fuck me? What I did? Do it. What the fuck? The fuck is it?
What new interview is that? What new interview is that?
Oh, fuck!
This is song too? Okay, that's our song. Play it.
That's our song, gang.
Is that Janaski? Yeah.
I think I got the cheat code, chat. We lose some, we go back.
All right, we gotta keep going in the direction we was at BH. Man. We gonna keep going since they want to play. Thanks for injecting CC into the stream. It's all good. I'm about to go back to CC because they playing copyrighted music right now. So we about to play. I think we about to run some more CC. I seen him in another interview that I wanted to watch. A couple of days off. Shout out to y'all though. Appreciate y'all on the building. Best channel on YouTube. Those have that screen. Hit that like button. Webby old school. Webby, huh? Shout out to the Globe Mafia, though. Appreciate y'all. Okay, it was this one. Yeah, that nigga. Oh, no, we seen this one. Oh, no, it's the one with the dude with the short haircut when they get into it. That's the one. That's the one. Him and dude have a strange conversation. Okay, alienated. Let's go for that. I'll find that tomorrow. Well, no, they went live today. The BH was on there.
If you seen what I seen what I seen, believe what I saw. They told me don't look up.
Nigga that can walk on water.
Yeah, nigga walk on water. You gotta watch him.
Yeah.
LAI Point 1889. Thank you for the $4.99. We appreciate that. Yes, Sin. Rock that hat with pride. 2 more to go. Cam, aka Jay Reed, owes you an apology. Rolling keep his apologies. His apology. New York Knicks 2026. That's what's up. Listen, do you now listen, I was thinking about something and I thought about all of us here today. I literally thought about this yesterday.
I didn't know him by name. I had to look up his face, but hell yeah, I'm over familiar for sure. Hell yeah.
I had my partner call me from Harlem. He said, Larry, the energy is crazy.
The crime is down.
The energy.
I'm telling you.
So I want to talk about energy today. And energy, what I've been reading is they've been harvesting our energy. And that's what Maverick was talking about on his episode, that the New York, by them winning, they're harvesting the energy there. Now, do you believe that? Do you guys, because Sin commented on this shit, was like, get out of here. He was just mad about the Knicks.
No. I will tell you one thing before you go on. I ain't gonna say his name because he does this. He does this all day, every day. And you barely see him outside. And this all he do is this right here. And I seen a nigga, and I'm cool with him. That's my man. And I seen him sitting out there because we all got TVs outside watching the game. Everybody can watch. And I see him sitting there, and I'm like, whole time I'm like this because I know niggas want him. So I'm like, man, listen, man, this nigga is always in some shit. I really didn't enjoy 2 quarters of game 2. And I'm looking like this, game 1. I'm like, man, listen.
You thinking they come?
It was not. Yeah. That's what he do. And I'm thinking like, because everybody who he's with is always getting blamed at because of him. So he's sitting out there with us, and I'm like, shit. There's nothing that happened that night. I said, the crime is down. Them niggas ain't lying about that. Because this nigga ain't getting nothing. Nobody came to get him. I'm like, I gave that nigga a pound. I'm like, I'll see you later, nigga. And he stayed. I'm like, oh, shit, now this nigga you don't see outside hanging out. You don't see this nigga hanging out outside. He don't hang out.
I wonder if it's the nigga that we seen the videos walking through New York showing everybody he's outside walking around, nothing's happening.
Was that I
Mano?
saw?
He ain't
I
gonna
saw.
do that now.
I saw
I seen Mano
Yeah,
doing that.
I see Mano doing that. But so okay. Now that we got your gangster shit out the way, Sin, I just want to know about energy.
I'm telling you about the energy
and
man.
harvesting energy. Like I mean, because the energy is really high in New York. Like my partner, he said his office is down the street from Madison Square Garden. He said he could see it, and then also said you told me last night that there's a video that they're all the way in Jersey across the river, and they can hear the Knicks fan. So so what do you think the harvesting the energy is? What is that? Like I know they said they harvest our souls.
So think about witchcraft. Whenever people are summoning different spirits and energies, they're pulling on from people who are alive or dead, and they're asking them to come together on that. If you look at in Dragon Ball Z, there's literally a move that Goku does called the Spirit Bomb. He puts his hands up and he asks everybody in the universe to give him his energy, so that way he can utilize it to make his attack. That one's for good, but there's other people that will do it for good or bad. So I think that in these sports entertainment worlds, there's a lot of people who try to channel that energy and they soak it up the same way as different performers doing concerts. Like you'll see Travis Scott, Kanye West, they'll harvest all that energy in that moment and then they'll have an explosive performance. It's almost like a possession of energy. Whether, again, it's good or bad, it's up to the person that's beholding it. What do you think, Tommy?
That's real what you said, because I've been listening to this guy after midnight on the other side of midnight. I forget his name. I shouldn't forget his name. But they've taken off, you know how they used to have like at the churches and everything? They did some research on this. They used to have bells and stuff like that. And bells used to ring for like maybe a half an hour or so at noon. And they used to have a tone that resonates something that was really positive. And people used to resonate to that. But now they
430 megahertz.
Yep. And they took the shit down. That was one of the things.
Did they take the bells down for all the churches?
Yes, used to hit the bells all the time.
So why did they do that, CC? Why did they do that?
Because during service, it's the same thing that got Michael Jackson killed. You know, when you start playing with frequencies, like we always say, the universe is built on sound, light, and frequency. You start playing with certain frequencies, certain creatures and people can't hold their form. I just put a video in the group chat.
Okay.
Because I believe we may live in like some sort of a loose farm.
Oh, okay, break down a loose farm for those that don't know.
A loose farm is going to be a apparatus where other creatures can feed off of energy.
Okay.
Produced by us, whether it's fear, desire.
Okay.
Lust.
Well, there is a patent in CIA documents that there is a machine that can harvest and contain the energy that we possess, the biofield that we create, entertainment purposes only. Y'all go to my conspiracy theory channel for that.
All those type of things.
That's very interesting because, okay, and I'm not bringing this up to be fun. I'm saying like you've been shot before. Cam's been shot before.
Yep.
And we talk about there's a certain level of pain there, right?
100%.
And then when I was young, my bitch left me, and I was in so much pain. I was in pain, but this bitch didn't have to do me. Believe me.
If you call them a bitch, then that's why.
I'm being funny.
You want bitches or women?
I'm being shut your I go to church to get my hoes looking ass up.
Y'all make fantastic food over there, man. I was gonna say
thanks.
that.
Okay. We try.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I'm being funny. I don't mean that.
Trying to set up
I'm saying when I was
something for
young,
Sin next
when I was
time.
younger, that's what you did. And I'm not calling nobody a bitch. I'm just saying.
You're saying it in a Bruno Mars fashion.
Yeah, exactly.
This bitch.
Yeah, this bitch. Yeah, she left me, and I was in so much pain.
That is managed by entities who work for a demiurge that's harvesting us for what he called loosh. He said that we're in a loosh farm, that humans are being deliberately subjected to conditions that create extreme emotional states.
Yes.
You remember that fourth dimension?
Misery, fear, terror, ecstasy, extreme desire, pathological impulses, and these are all being used to basically generate a form of energy that they can harvest from the human soul,
100%.
including after death, where they basically juice souls for the loosh. We're living in a control system that is managed by entities.
He don't want to say reptilians.
Yeah.
He don't want to sound crazy. I'm crazy, motherfucker. You can't see me on the radio.
Oh, there's
damn
some
it.
people that's not afraid to be about sounding crazy. They just know they work for them.
There you go. Absolutely.
And it makes sense why we have so many emotions. Like they bring a, like right now, the biggest emotion, I don't know if you've seen this or not, it's been all over the news. The biggest emotion right now is the Korean guy getting off of killing the black kid, right?
Right.
So
happened in Watts,
right?
Years ago, same thing.
Yeah, exactly. But when you, and then now there's like this divide. So is that energy that they're creating to like, is that the same thing? Is that a way for all this is really to, you know, we thinking they want civil war, but you're like, why would white people and black people and Asian people want war? But it's not them. It's not us. It's them creating that to do this.
It's the beings that's living among us
that makes us do that. And they know we're going to get mad about this Asian man killing this black man.
They do it on purpose.
Yeah, even though we don't know all the facts. Because when I heard the facts, I was like, damn, he pulled the pistol. The kid supposedly pulled the pistol, but then he ran. I don't know. But I don't know the full story. Shit like that, man, I try not to even get involved.
They control the media. Them same motherfuckers that be dividing everybody up.
Everybody go watch They Live, like Larry said.
They live, yeah.
Yeah.
It was in the media studio.
You know what I think everybody need to watch?
I didn't see
that motherfucking Neil deGrasse on Club Shay Shay.
Yo, I
interview.
seen that. That was
fire.
good.
Was it good?
Fire.
I got a lot of respect for Neil after that.
Fuck Neil.
That motherfucker's the one that say that they can't verify that there's other beings out there in the fucking universe.
That was the best interview I've seen in a minute. That nigga broke down the fucking rock that killed all the dinosaurs.
It ain't no dinosaurs, Sin.
Yo,
look, Neil, after that interview, I think, like, for everybody that says that Neil can't be around us in our environment, I think that showed that he can. I think we'd have a fire conversation.
How he changed his mind?
Because they all got debriefed.
There you go.
Yeah, all of those people got debriefed. That's why they all randomly have just crossed over.
They switched
like
up.
Platforms like this, you know, we help affect the world because that dude right there, man.
That nigga's dangerous, bro.
He said something that I was like, I want to challenge him on that when he was talking about the evolution of people. And he was saying why everybody looks the way they are and why we have our races. And I said, you can't be that ignorant to try to say that we're darker because we were born by the equator. That kind of shit is stupid. Because if that's the case versus genealogy, Big Homie CC was just talking about this on a recent interview where he was saying that 7,000 years ago was the first time that they found the element inside of the pigment that created this white genealogy.
Yes, the alleles in our pigment in the skin, the white human didn't show up till around 7,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Before then.
And he the first person that broke down the pyramid shit to me, because I always thought pyramids was built by aliens. That was the first time somebody really broke it down to where I'm like, well, damn. Maybe we did build them shit.
But he said the Egyptians didn't even build it.
Those pyramids on all the damn planets in the solar system.
Those pyramids were already ancient in ancient Egypt. They inherited them. The Sphinx, the head on the Sphinx, Paul's, is not even the original.
They got a Sphinx under the Sphinx.
Look how big the paws are on the Sphinx, and look at the head that they carved on there. It was originally a lion.
Yeah.
And it was painted red.
Hey, I'm live real quick. I just want to know, what was our bet again? Who did you have and who did I have?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about we made a bet. We made a bet the other day. We made a bet for the game tonight. You forgot already the $500 bet?
What about it?
Who you got tonight? Who was your team? Who you said gonna win?
It sound like you like police, man.
I said I'm on live, man. I told Sid I bet the Knicks. I thought I bet the Knicks, right?
I mean, it'd be dumb not to go again. This is like, it's kind of like a crazy conversation. Thank you bet on the Knicks.
No. I'm saying I thought we bet. Did we bet? I thought me and you made a bet the other day. Did we?
But what I'm saying is, what's the meaning of this conversation?
No, because I was telling Sin that told Sin that I was betting the Knicks. I'll holler at you later, man.
So, who is this nigga calling me at this time of morning?
Nigga said the police. That's how annoyed this nigga is. You know what I'm saying?
So we don't play with that.
You know what I'm saying?
It's justifiable the times we living in right now.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Listen, listen. My only thing with Neil, was he publicly said no aliens existed. There's no form. There's no nothing there. And then what happened was when they announced it, then he jumped on the ship. And it's
ain't just hear CC say he was debriefed. People like that are debriefed. You ain't hear that?
I was taking the call, bro. God damn, man. What is it? You want to fight me today or something? What's going on, man? What's going on? You look hyped up?
No.
I'm just saying I was on a phone call.
CC just said people like that or whatever is debriefed.
Okay.
So things change after that, bro.
But my point is that we wasn't debriefed and we all fucking knew. So don't talk about it.
Because it's all breaking down.
Am I wrong? Were we not debriefed? Nobody debriefed me?
They have different regions of America that was sold out for different experimentations. Everybody's caught up on the.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You said America or this planet?
You debriefed
America.
We were debriefed.
CC and Tommy and Roe debriefed me.
You were debriefed for sure.
My bad.
No, so what I'm
definitely got a debriefing.
Yeah. What I'm saying is like when people are talking about the treaty that we made with the aliens so that they can abduct different people in different regions in the world, whether it's like in Colorado, Montana, and different parts of Arizona, New Mexico, and they are telling the people that they can basically abduct or do their experiments on. It's the same way that they broke down America, and you got different classifications of who can do experiments in different regions. We have Las Vegas, that is a military experiment zone. We have California, which is a CIA experiment zone, and New York is an FBI experiment zone. So each time you have these different people, so whenever there's a cataclysmic event that needs to just go off of the society in that group to just rebel or act anyway, so we can all pick up on their energy, that's what we do. So Las Vegas is going to be under high attack for being the people that keep exposing and talking about alien activity, because we're in the military exposure zone. And you're going to see more of that also with the communities of people who have been able to get abducted by the aliens because of the treaty that they created. We were talking about the Dwight D. Eisenhower footage where he was crying inside of the White House because of the deal that he had just made with the alien intelligence in around 1954.
Yeah.
Is that when that was?
Yeah, they came down and spoke to us and say, hey, we can offer you this, and that. Just get rid of them damn nuclear weapons. But he was under a gun that you can't do that shit. The reptilians run that shit. They're buying themselves some time so they can build up their forces in case somebody found out where these motherfuckers is at and they got to go to war again.
So listen, I watched
All right, that's episode 171, 172, something like that. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Hit the like button on the way out if you didn't already. If you want deeper dives into these topics, go to my conspiracy theory channel. It's Cash Global TV with a K, just without the rules. Cash Global TV. Appreciate y'all. I don't want to be talking about the people and stuff like this on this channel, but I'll holler at y'all. I'll probably get on later tonight, run some A, B, and D content if they shit doing cool. Shout out to everybody. Clay, shout out to you, family. Appreciate everybody. Mafia, capital K, $ for the S.